it's still me, guys. Just got a new haircut, but you guys are gonna do a hair cup. Hair cup. We're just basically gonna talk about plants with our high-touch, high-tech program called Get Growing. As you're getting growing, we're gonna grow some plants. But before we grow some plants, let's grab this bag. The bag to grab is the one that has a paper cup, not the plastic cup, but a paper cup. It has a marker in there, some soil, 3 little plastic cup, among a whole bunch of other things. Also, inside of the envelope is one tiny bag. This wasn't included in the bag, this was in the envelope, a little bag of colored tablets. So you gotta reach deep inside of the white envelope to try to find this little guy. Also, not included are a cup of water, grab yourself one of those, and grab either a paper towel or a napkin. And that being said, not too long ago, we talked about plants, right? And we talked about all the body parts of the plant, how they're able to grow. But if you remember what I said earlier from that time, plants, they don't have a mouth. We don't have monster plants going, gonna eat you. So if they don't have a mouth, how are they able to drink? Because we need a mouth to be able to drink, all right? Yeah, pretty good. So if we need a mouth, then how do the plants drink the water? Well, it's through a process called osmosis. So what is osmosis? It's basically the movement of water from a high concentration, meaning a lot of water, an area with a lot of water, to a low concentration, an area where there's very little amount of water, through what we call a semi-permeable membrane. It's just basically a filter that the water goes through. Okay, so in the example of a tree, right, you got a lot of water in the ground, but let's say the roots don't really have that much amount of water. So what's gonna happen is that the water from the ground, where there's a lot of it, right, is gonna move into the roots, okay, and that movement is called osmosis. And once it goes in, then the water will travel through the stems into the leaves and then finally into the rest of the tree. So in our next experiment, we are going to be able to see. So for the osmosis experiment, let's grab these 2 pre-colored strips. One's black, one's green, and we do need our cup of water. Then to do this, what we need to do is you could pick one. I'm gonna pick the black one, and we're gonna basically dip this within the water until it's about right under the line. I prefer not to let the water touch the line, but I put it right under it, okay? And by doing that, we're gonna be able to see how osmosis travels from a place of high concentration, a lot of water, to a place of low concentration. In this case, there's no water in here, but watch, when I dip it in, all the way right next to the line, and then take it out. So now the bottom has a lot of water. We can say that that's a high concentration, right? But it goes to a place where there is no water, low concentration. So the movement of water from high concentration to low concentration is what we call osmosis. And the way you could tell it's moving is, what's going on with the ink? Well, the ink is moving, not all by itself. That's the water going up. And the reason also why we put the ink there is so that you can see the water moving up nice and slowly. And once you do one, you could also at the same time do the second one, the green one as well. Okay, remember, just right next to the line, right under the line. And then if you hold it up, then you can see the ink is going up because the water is moving up because of that process called osmosis. Now, interestingly enough, this is exactly the same process that we call capillary action, how water climbs upwards nice and slowly on something dry. This is exactly what would happen in the tree once the tree drinks up the water from the roots through the osmosis, right? Then the water has to go up into the leaves, and that climbing upward, as you can see, is going on here, which we also call capillary action. And another cool thing that's going on is it's also splitting the colors. I kind of like how it is like that. But in any case, again, we see how osmosis works from an area of a lot of water, high concentration, to an area of very little amount of water, low concentration. That movement is osmosis. As we talked about not too long ago, again, plants, we know that they need some water, some air, and of course, some sunlight. Now, we don't usually talk about soil, but some plants are able to grow without the soil, but most plants do need to be able to grow within the soil. Why? Well, there's something inside of the soil that they absolutely need, some essential nutrients. And without these nutrients, they might not be able to finish their life cycle, or even they might not be able to grow some other new plants. Okay, and so they need these essential nutrients that are within the soil, essential nutrients like hamburgers, hot dogs, and corn dogs, right? No, they need things like potassium and phosphorus and nitrogen. Those are 3 of the essential nutrients that they definitely need. And so with our next experiment, we are going to be able to see how important these nutrients are to the seeds that we're gonna grow in our hair cup. We're gonna grow some hair like this in a cup. So let's grow our hair cup. You'll see what I mean by hair cup in just a second, but let's grab these parts. There's a bag of soil that we need to grab, a bag of seeds, the marker, the paper cup, the small little 2-ounce cup. There were 3, I just took 1, and the cup of water, okay? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna be putting the, well, actually before we do the soil, let's draw a face. Let's draw a face, okay? And you could draw yourself, but even better, you can draw me. Mega Manoa, right? What do I look like? I have 2 eyeballs. Did you know that? I have 2. So the way I like to draw my eyeballs is just draw a circle and a little dot in the middle. Then another circle with a dot in the middle. I have my pupils. And then my nose is kind of shaped like a triangle. So I like to draw a little mini triangle. And then I have big teeth. Big smiley face. So I like to draw a banana. What? You see what I mean? There's one and another one underneath. Kind of looks like a banana, right? And then I like to draw another line in between all of that. And see, it looks like a banana, right? I got banana teeth. But then I like to draw little lines in between there to separate my teeth. See, it looks just like me, right? Ha! The only thing it's missing is hair. We don't need to draw any hair. Why? It's because we have some seeds, some grass seeds, and then when the seeds grow, just like my hair grows and your hair grows, well, it's gonna look like hair, right? So the grass seeds are gonna be the hair. So again, you don't need to draw any hair. So once you do that, that is good enough with the marker. You can put the marker to the side. Now is when we will finally put the soil onto, or rather inside of this cup. And the way I like to do it is I like to pour almost all of it, and I keep just a little bit of the soil from going inside because I'm gonna put that on top of my seeds after I put it in. So what I mean by that is, well, first, I like to put most of my soil, not all of it, so I hold a little bit still in the bag, like so. Okay, so do you see how I still have a little bit in the bag? So after I do this, I'm gonna put my seeds on top, and then finally I'm gonna pour this on top so that it's kind of hiding my seeds just a little bit, okay? So then next we would take our seeds, open that up, and don't just put it and dump it into just one spot. Kind of evenly spread it all over inside of this cup. Okay, on the edges, on the corner, in the middle. Yeah, spread it around, Okay, and yeah, get it everywhere, nice and evenly there. If you still want to, if you feel like you could move it around a bit, you could just use your fingers and, you know, spread it around. All right, and then this is when I finally cover it with the remainder amount of my soil. Okay, and be careful when you do this so you don't spill everywhere. But there is my soil. Just kind of spread that nice and even. So now that we have the soil on top, then we're going to be putting just 1 cup of this 2-ounce amount of water right inside of there. So what I like to do is I like to take the 2-ounce, a small cup, put it right above my my cup here, and just fill this up with the water. Okay, so just put it all the way to the top. That's good enough. Just one time, and then put that right inside of there. Spread it around, and ta-da! Then all you need to do is just wait, okay? And every single day, we gotta check to see if it's moist enough, if it feels a little bit wet. If it feels a little bit wet, good, okay? But if it's dry, guess what you need to do? You gotta add some water in there. And the point of this is first, it's gonna grow some of the grass, which is gonna be the hair for our hair cup here, right? So the grass is gonna be the hair, but the more important thing is that the reason why we're doing this experiment is to see how important those nutrients inside of the soil are for our grass to be able to grow. So give it a little bit of time. A few days, it's gonna start to grow, but always, always, always check to see if it has enough amount of water. If it doesn't, add some more water and see it grow. So in our next experiment, we're gonna see how osmosis can move colored water throughout a filter. So here is our color filter experiment. These are the parts that we were going to be needing. We need the coffee filter that came from inside of the bag, the 3 color tablets that was inside of our envelope, the 3 cups. One of them we used previously, just put that back with the 3, and the cup of water that we used previously again, and finally a paper towel or a regular towel that you have lying around. So what do we do? Well, first thing we want to do is we want to put these 3 cups and separate them, and we want to start changing their colors once we put the water inside. Now, how much water should we put in each of the cup? Just about a third, a very small amount of water into each one of these. So you just take the cup and pour it in a very small amount, which is just about a third. That's good. Okay, remember, we don't need a lot, just about a third. Okay, and then same thing with the last one. That should be good. We don't need that cup of water anymore. Then go ahead and take your 3 color tablets and put 1 in each of the cups. Okay, so this one's gonna be in here, this one's gonna be in here, and in there. And you can see it's already starting to dissolve. It's starting to bubble up. And little by little, within a minute, these color tablets are gonna go away because all of the color is gonna come out and it's gonna be really, really, really strong with this color. You're gonna really see a lot of the colors. So give it about a minute. We gotta wait for just about a minute until all of that tablet dissolves. So just wait right there. I'm gonna come right back and then we're gonna make it so that it's completely gone. We're gonna do some magic. You ready? Ta-da! So about a minute later, it was able to go like this. What you could do to kind of help it to kind of dissolve a little bit more and mix a little bit more is you can use your marker. Not opening up, but I use the back and just kind of mix it, right? And try not to lift that and put it in the next one. Just try it a little bit first before you do the next one. And you can mix that up. Same thing. And there you go. Now all of the color tablet has been dissolved. We got 3 primary colors. Okay, and what we're gonna do is now we are going to take the coffee filter. And if you open it up, there should be 2 pieces of coffee filter. And what we wanna do with this is first we wanna spread it open. Spread it completely open, just like how you see here. And then we're going to fold it from the top to the bottom. That's how I like to do it. So fold it from the top to the bottom, okay? And just try to have them so that they're both meeting exactly in the same place together right there, okay? Then to crease it, just take your fingers and just, squeeze it on the top just like that to make it nice and flat. Then once you do that, whether you are on the bottom or on the top, we're going to go from the left to the right or the right to the left. We're gonna fold it that way, okay? So right to left or left to right. And then we're gonna crease it so that it stays in that same spot, okay? Then what I like to do is I like to have the pointy side down. Then we're gonna do the same thing, left to right or right to left, either or. And finally, when you do that, we're gonna crease it just one more time. It looks like a pizza. Once it looks like a pizza, you are done. This now has 3 different points, right? We got 1 down here, over here, and over here. And guess what? We're gonna dip it into our cups here, and then that water is not gonna just stay at the tip, it's gonna spread all over. Just like I was saying, we're gonna see how osmosis can move some colored water throughout our coffee filter. We wanna dip it in for less than a second. You just wanna beep and take it out. Okay, don't leave it inside of there. I'm too tired to pick it up. No, dip it in for just a second. Boop, and take it out, kind of like that. And what I also like to do is I like to go from the light colors to finally the dark ones. So I'm gonna swap this one over here. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the yellow. That was it. I didn't dip it in for too long, just dipped it in for just a second. As you can see, I got my yellow. And then, do I do the yellow on the same one for the blue? No! Find another corner. All right, now with this new corner, this new point, we're gonna dip it in for about a second. Here we go, ready? Beep. And then let go. As you can see, I got the blue now. And then we're gonna do this last one, which is the red. Ready? And beep. And don't leave it in there for too long. And now you can see that the water is really moving and spreading throughout our filter here, our coffee filter. Then what we do with this is you could either leave it down over here on your paper towel or leave it somewhere outside to dry, or you could open it up yourself. Okay, I personally like to leave it dry so that it could really keep all of that color, but just so that you guys can see what it looks like, let me open it up so you guys can see what we got inside of there. Just open it up completely the same way that you folded it, and ta-da! We got something like this. The colors have spread around everywhere, and as you can see, it's not really as clear, and that's why I prefer to let it dry a little bit first. But in any case, we're not done yet. You still have another coffee filter that you could also do. You could either leave this here or somewhere else. Then with this next coffee filter, we do the same thing, right? Open it up completely, right? Fold it from the top to the bottom so that they're right next to each other. And then crease it, right? Crease it. And then left to right or right to left, either one. Okay, and then just remember, crease the side. Find the pointy end. I found the pointy end. Make it go down, right? And then left to right or right to left. Fold that over. Then once it looks like a pizza, you're good. Now earlier we did 3 points, 1, 2, and 3, but you can be more creative than that, of course. Well, what you could do is you could actually fold it in half like this so we could get the middle. Now in order to do this, you gotta be quick. You gotta be very quick. Don't just, leave it in there forever. Now, if I try to do the middle, that means I could do the tip here, the tip over here, and the tip over there. Maybe I can do a little bit more than that, but let me first do the middle here. I'm gonna try to dip it in as quick as I can. Ready, get set, boo. Okay, all right, we got the middle. Okay, now let me do the tip. Maybe let me do blue on the tip. Boo. Ooh. Okay, so now let me try the corner just for a very short amount of time. Boop. Okay, not bad. And let's try the other corner. What color should I do there? Let me do blue. Let me do blue with that one. Ready? Boop. And take a look at that. We have more colors. We got one in the middle because we folded it. Be creative. If you could fold it in a different way, then try it out, okay? But once you're done, again, like how I recommend, just leave it in a triangle like this and let it dry out in the sun. Once it's completely dry, then open it up and see what type of artwork you were able to do. But the point of this experiment was just to see how osmosis worked, of it moving the colored water throughout this coffee filter. But there you go. And that's it. That's it. Now, keep an eye on your hair cup. Watch it grow every single day. Don't forget to check if it's moist enough, right? If it's moist enough, then that's good. If it feels dry, gotta add a little bit more water so that our seeds are able to grow and make some hair in the cup. So I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys again for always joining us. And until next time, I'll see you at home.